I'll tell you, it is that time again, but we don't want it to be something that people get used to. We want it to be something where we really get our families to understand it is hurricane season. And we'll remind you that regardless of what the analysts say on whether it's going to be a busy season or not, all it takes is one. So we want the families to remember we need to make sure they have an emergency plan in place. Make sure your children know what they're going to do in case of an emergency. Elderly parents, pets, however you're going to manage it, make sure you have all of your important documentation set aside so that you're not having to run around and find it. And more importantly, know your evacuation route. Know where you're going. Make sure you have enough supplies to take you to that point, and then make sure that you're safe in the process and use patience in the way that we do that. Every year what we've done is we've tried to change the conversation on hurricane preparedness. And this year, we've really tried to look at the economy. So many times we talk about when to evacuate. And then we even talk about in recovery what we're going to do in terms of our communications with the federal government. What we now want to talk about are jobs. The economy in terms of how do we make sure the Walmart gets back open? How do we make sure the grocery store gets back open? The bank, so that people can get their money. How do we get people back to work again? So a lot of what you're going to see us do with the State Emergency Management Division in connection with Charleston, Dorchester, and Berkeley is to make sure that we're really engaging our businesses, making sure that we're telling them, have you checked your coverage? Does it cover everything that a hurricane will do for water and wind? Have you talked to your employees and told them what to expect should there be an evacuation and when they would come back? Have you talked to the companies? Now we do manufacturing in the low country, which we love, but what are the shift changes that would happen? How would they close down their lines? How would they open them back up? All of these things need to be accounted for. And so what we want everybody to know is this is a time of planning. This is a time of making sure that we're all doing what we're supposed to. It is not just about families anymore, it's also about businesses. There is a call to action. The action item is we need all businesses to take time to meet with their employees to talk about what their emergency plan will be, how they will evacuate, how they will return, how they will get back online. We need all small businesses to look at their coverage and make sure that it's appropriate and meet with their insurance agent to know that they will be covered. We need all families to know what their evacuation route is and talk to their family about all the important paperwork and where that's going to be and how they can find it. All of these things are important. We've had a great day in South Carolina every day. We're proud to say that we've got business, we've got tourism, but we also need to be smart. And being smart is making sure that you're protected by being prepared.